Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're watching this video from across the world. So this is my first series in a series of data stroke business analytics for beginners, for first timers, for people who are curious as to how data works, for career switches. You are in law, you're in medicine. You only think, oh, data science, data analytics, business analytics only should belong to people who study computer science, mathematics, statistics. Um, I'm gonna surprise you. No, that's not correct. Data science, data analysis, business analytics are for people who are enthusiastic about how data is shaping the world. Um, Data right now is the new oil. So the era of governments impoverishing their society, their nation because of crude oil is almost over. Because data right now, data is as important. If you know the use of data, you cannot even it cannot be overemphasized. There are so many aspects of data. The reason why I said data is the new oil. So let's look at the aspect of data, for example, in its raw form, crude oil in its raw form. If it's not refined, it's as good as nothing. You can't really do a lot with it. Same as data in its raw form, it is unrefined. You're not seeing the beauty. You're not seeing the product. You're not seeing what you can do with it. Um, so when you refine crude oil, you get gasoline, you get plastics, you get a lot of products. Same way when you refine data, you are able to create insights. You'll be able to create insights, inform things, inform projections about a a certain data. You're able to depict a pattern, to see a pattern from the historic data. You're able to predict the future. You're able to make predictions. So these are like the products of a refined data. What's the value? The value of oil is it's a lot. It powers industries. You and I, before the advent of our EVs, even the EVs, you still find out that oil has to play part in it. It powers industry. Same way with data. Welcome to the world of artificial intelligence, driving most of the industries. Data powers artificial intelligence right now because without data, AI cannot function. AI depends on historical data to be able to actually make predictions, fine tune a process. Uh, Without data, AI is powerless. Analytics. What is analytics without data? You want to look into um, a company's revenue, you want to maximize profit. You need data, you need historic data to actually see what has been happening, see what is currently happening, and see how you can fine tune the process, see what is missing from your analysis, make a prediction. You can see a pattern and say, okay, in the next 10 years, since in the past 10 years, this is the pattern of consumers, this is the pattern of purchase, this is how things are. You can make predictions, you can project into the future. Is it automation? That's serious machine learning technique, or the neural network. That's machine learning. That's powered by data. Now you see cars that drive themselves. Why is that possible? Because of data. They're working with data. They analyze, they have angles, they analyze images in pixels. They are able to say, okay, at this point, once I see this, if I see this pixel, I know it is maybe an obstruction. I have to move away from it. There is a lot going on. So the world of data is so powerful right now. Like oil, geopolitical power. The nations that have oil, they have power. The ones that really know what they have, knows what to do with oil. They are powerful nations. Same way with a system that knows what to do with data. They have strategic advantage. Take, for example, Google right now. What do you think Google is working with? It's data. There's serious automation going on in the background, collating data, analyzing data, seeing patterns, making recommendations based on consumption from you and I. That is why when you go to data to type something from your system, from your local machine, your local system, you do a search. If you come again to do a search, Google is going to recommend a lot of things based on what your history. So they're going to recommend things that are similar to what you usually do. So it keeps getting data from your machine. Your machine represents you. So what you're currently imputing into their system is registering. So they're collecting your data. So in the future, it's going to start recommending things for you. Same way we go to Netflix, you watch a certain program. Right now, the power of automation has actually gone above, far and beyond. That is why before you finish a movie, or when you finish a movie in Netflix, it's going to say, because it brings a button like, love, don't like. So when you hit the like button, it collects those data. It's going to bring similar movies to you. It recommends it just because you watch this or because you like this. That is data working magic. Infrastructure, you need pipelines, you need refineries for oil. Same as data, it requires servers, it requires softwares, operating systems, it requires models. That's a whole lot of deep diving. So now you see why somebody could say, oh, data is the new oil. So yes. So before I go deep, I just want to make an introduction to what the scope of this study is going to be. So it's basically data science in in its basic form for people who are curious as to what data science is, what data analysis is. Some people just look at it like, what's even happening? This will be very difficult to learn. The only thing that is difficult to learn is your mind. If you tell yourself, no, I cannot do this, if you tell yourself, I can do this, that is just the difference. Your mind. When you set your mind to something. So we'll be looking at computer science and processing. We'll be looking at mathematics and statistics. You can't talk about data analysis without looking at mathematics and statistics. I didn't like these subjects growing up. I did very well. It got to a point, maybe because of my foundation in statistics, I didn't like it. I wasn't exposed to statistics. It became stressful for me, so I just told myself, to her, I can do other things. But trust me, that was a mistake. I would have, I should have paid more attention to statistics. Because what is life without statistics today? You want to be a good economist, a good accountant. You want to stand out in anything that has to do with finance, dealing with numbers. Your background in statistics needs to be very solid. But that does not mean if you don't have a background in statistics or mathematics, you cannot learn data science, data analysis. No, that's not what I mean. You can. So now it's what you set your mind to. That is how it works. So we also look at domain knowledge because some people say it's only the bankers, it's only those that deal with finance, loans, insurance, what of you, that only needs data. No, that's not true. What's your background? What's your exposure? Yeah, what's your discipline? Is it in healthcare? In fact, the nations that are going ahead right now, they are moving like with the speed of light. If you look behind what is driving those nations right now, it's their access to clean data. Yes, businesses, you need data to operate. To function optimally, you need data. Yeah, you can name it. Just name any profession, and I'll give you a very solid example how data drives that industry. So we'll be looking at data exploration. We're going to get our hands dirty with data. We explore it. What can we see from looking at this data? What already are we looking at? So before you analyze the data, you have to clean the data. Before you clean the data, that is if you are collecting the raw data yourself, but if you're getting already, if you're getting data from a database, from whatever is extraction points that is being used to collect those data, you explore the data to get an idea. Maybe there's a business problem, there's something you want to solve, there's something you want to investigate. You have to explore. You have to look into it. It's like you go into an hospital, the doctor will ask you what is wrong with you. The doctor will not look at you and say, okay, go and run this test. No. The doctor is going to look at you and say, oh, can you tell me what the problem is? Except it's an emergency where the individual is not able to talk. There will be somebody who will be able to say something. So the same way it works with data. So you explore, you get an insight as to what is this data. Is this a finance data? Is this a sales data? What kind of data? If you don't explore, you cannot just look at data and say, oh, this data is this. So you're going to see different columns, you're going to see different headings. It gives you an idea of what you are looking into, right? Then you can now start visualizing, maybe plots, graphs, pie charts. It depends on the kind of data and what you are looking into. That will actually inform the kind of charts or graphs that you're going to plot so that you can actually visualize and see, okay, am I comparing different nations? Am I comparing different industries? What am I looking at? That's going to actually inform you on the kind of graph you're going to look at to investigate, to explore. Actually, that's the right word. Then we're going to look at some programming, computer programming. When I mean programming, not hardcore programming, not data engineering, we're going to see how this thing works, how you can go into these programming tools, crunching some codes, and you get an output. You input your codes and it brings an output. Then we'll also look at statistical models. We won't be going really deep. Basically, this is going to be like basic knowledge for everybody. You are new to data or you are curious about data. You are switching a career, you don't know where to start from. With this series, you should be able to get yourself up to speed. And I hope you enjoy and it is worth your time. And please support this page, support this series with your like, with your subscription, and please share this video to reach more audiences, please. Thank you. So somebody will ask, what is data in a layman term? I'll give you a few seconds to think about it. What is data? What does data mean? Let's say we're talking to a young child, 18, a businessman who's actually not inclined with a lot of this, and you are that individual and you're asked what is data, what comes to your mind? What comes to your mind? Think about it. Drop a comment and let me know what your thoughts are. I want to see in the comment section. Just put something and tell me without going to ChatGPT, without going to Google, what comes to your mind when you're asked what is data. So please let me know in the comment section. Yes, I know some of you would be thinking about it. Some of you would attempt it. Some of you would have an idea already because you are living in data. Okay, let me give you, let's think of it like this. Your age is data. Ask me, say, why would I say your age is data? How old are you? You are X years old. That's a data about you. That is a piece of data about you. You are 20 years old, you are 10 years old, you are 15 years old, you are 20 years old. Your family, you comprise of 5 in your family, your mom, your dad, yourself, and two maybe one other sibling and an uncle. That's data about the family. That's the number of the persons in your family. That's a data set. You are 20, let's say you are 10, your other sibling is 14, your mom is 32, your dad is 36, your uncle is 34. That's data. That's data about the age of the members of the family. So you see what you mean by data. Your name is John, your sibling's name is Jane, your dad's name is Doe, your mom's name is Diane, your uncle's name is Dudy. These are data sets, the names of the members of your family. That's a set of data. Let's look at just let's say what's the temperature for today. Um, it reads 28 degrees Celsius. That's data. Yeah, that's data. So you can see it, you are all surrounded by data. You climb a measuring scale. What does your weight read? That's a data set. You take a picture today, that's data. That's data. The number of steps you walk, if we have smartwatches now that monitors our heartbeat, that counts our step, that so these are data sets. So this is what I mean by data. Like this is your everyday life. So your everyday life, you are generating data, even though you are not conscious about it. But that is what you do. That is why people have gone ahead to say, okay, if you are not conscious about it, I can help you get those readings, those data sets. That is why you see smartwatches, you see watches that are strictly produced for that purpose, to take your blood pressure, to take your heart rate per minute, per second, in 24 hours of the day. Then starts to get a trend. It starts to see your lifestyle from Monday to Sunday. This is data working magic. So that is it. So it is not rocket science. Okay, real life example. This thing that I am doing right now, I'm generating data. I can see it says 21 minutes on my recording. Yes, this is data. This is data. So when you collect data from website, from any of these databases, that is what a data scientist does. Yes. So if you on your home take this measurement, take this reading, it may be on a book. Unknown to you, you're already a data scientist, You see? So that's what I mean. So you didn't need to be one expert computer scientist to be a data scientist. You already have an idea what to do with data. Yes, yes. So this data will become useful when you collect it, you organize it into tables, columns, and rows. Then you can make sense out of it. You can plot a chart out of it. You can plot a graph out of it to visualize, to see, okay, in this time of the day, you had this temperature reading. In this time of the day, your heart rate was like this. So you can say, okay, when do you have the highest heart rate at beat? When do you have the lowest? So you can start to monitor these things. Then you can go more. Now you are getting insights from this data that has been generated. You can say, okay, in this time where I had the highest heart rate, what was I doing? Now you can, if it's something that is good, it's helping your heart to beat well, then you want to start doing that thing because it's helping you for good. So now you see you are using the results of your data analysis. So you've analyzed it and now you are using it to make decisions to solve problem. You may not be solving problem now. You may be solving a problem in the future. So now you see what you can do with data. So that's it. So the information we can collect and use to learn, we can understand and improve things. That is simply data in its best. So, as a data scientist, you collect data in these various forms, you clean it, you remove errors, spelling errors, missing numbers, you missing values, you clean it up. Then you analyze a pattern with statistics, mathematics. Good for us. We have these systems inbuilt already in lots of applications. All you just need to do is learn how these things work, learn how to interpret it, learn how to apply these statistical tools. Then you communicate the result. If you are doing it for yourself, you communicate it to yourself. Now you understand what the implication of the data you just analyzed, what it can do for you, right? So yeah, that's it. It looks simple, right? Yes, it is simple, but it there is a lot to it. Yes, there's a lot to it. So yes, so you can do a lot with this data that you've just gathered for yourself. You call a data scientist collects data, cleans it up, analyzes it, and communicates the results. Either with a graph, with visualization tools, with Power BI, with lots of graph, lots of visuals, and say, okay, you know what? It depends on the data set that will inform the kind of visualization you're going to use to communicate your results. So what are some of the tools you get to be exposed to as a data scientist, as a data analyst, business analyst? Programming tools like Python or Arrow. If you learn the workings, they are interesting to use. Then you run data analysis, you use Python as well. You use a library called Pandas to run analysis. There are so many libraries, to be honest. Then you visualize data. There's also, you use Pandas. There are libraries you can use. You use Python. There are libraries you can use in Python, like the Matplotlib to visualize, Seaborn. Then there's Power BI. You can use Power BI to clean up your data, to analyze your data, and to visualize your data. There's also Tableau. There are lots out there. It just depends on your choice and what you are very comfortable with. Some persons will be very comfortable using Power BI. Some will be comfortable using Tableau. Then let's say you work for an industry where the standard is Tableau. So you have to use Tableau. Then statistics, mean, mode. We're just gonna do like the basics of these: correlation, then machine learning, scikit-learn. In Python, these are libraries you can leverage to actually do a deep dive in analysis. Then we also go look into relational databases, SQL, where you can relate databases, data sets. Then you can extract. You can do a lot with SQL. You can build your own database. So because this course is going to be like a peripheral course, an introduction, an easy to learn course for beginners, for people who are switching career, for yes, for kids who can read and write, who have interest in computer. These days, it's just like every kid wants to play sports, wants to play sport because you see what sports is currently bringing in. Same way with tech, same way with computer. Every kid should be exposed to computer because we're in the computer age. Um, yeah, so that's it. So right now, even the adults, it's not too late to learn. It's not too late to learn how it works. So this will be the learning part. So I'm going to take you through what data is. At least you have like a background of what data is. So when you see data, you can identify data. You can tell the type of data that you are looking at, what you can do with it. Then we'll also learn the basics of Python and Arrow, if possible. Then before we see how it works. like before we start going into some big things, right? Then you understand some basic statistics and probability, because those are going to help your inference. Those are going to help your analysis, your understanding. Then we're going to practice using Pandas, NumPy, Matplotlib. These are libraries in Python for analysis. Then we're going to also learn how to query databases with SQL. I will be projecting this and you're going to see this. I believe you have a computer. If you don't have, there's no big deal. You can watch and learn. When you have the opportunity, you can practice. But the best way to learn these things is to practice it. So please try and get a computer, try and get a laptop and practice for yourself. So then we're going to do projects. We're not just going to talk and talk and talk. We will bring in data sets, we'll clean it, we'll explore it, EDA. We're going to go through these things and get insight. And you also have the opportunity to tell me what insights you get from the data you are looking at. I don't know everything, but the little I know, I want to share. So in the course of this project, if you have idea, because I know a lot of people who has idea already, who are experts already, who come across this, please feel free to chip in one or two things in the comment section. Like my video, subscribe to support, and please engage. Put in your comments. What do you think can be done better? I need your feedback. I need your feedback. Please don't be shy to give your feedback. Put in your feedback for me. I would really, really appreciate it. So we're going to look into projects, analyzing sales data, predict house prices. We're going to use synthetic data. Unfortunately, I can't lay my hands on real data because data is oil right now. It's a lot of money. There are companies that their sole responsibility is to gather data and sell it. So you know what that is. It's a lot of money. You can become the next database. Then we'll also do exploration as well. We'll look into some not very deep machine learning models, and we'll just learn some of these things to set you up to data science, data analysis. So like I said, this is the kind of audience I am targeting, but it's not limited to this. Kids from primary schools that can read, that can write, that can understand already what numbers are, please expose them to this video. Teens in secondary schools that are curious to how numbers work, what data is, please expose them to this. Then even adults, you are curious, you want to learn. Yeah, feel free. You can get one or two ideas from this. And this may just set you up to that new career, to that new vision. It may be the missing piece that you just need to fill. So the background of these people is absolute beginners. Please come in. You may already have experience. Please, you are also part of my audience. You have coding experience or not, you are part of the audience that I am targeting. Then the goal would be for those who maybe want to switch career, maybe you need academic help, or maybe you are just curious as to, okay, how does this work? I'll give you a bunch of data and you give me a visualization. You start telling me this is what you analyze, this is what all those raw data, this is what it means. How? You are curious. Please come in and learn. So I will be stopping this video here. My next video will be where I start dissecting these different things that I've talked about. We start going into them in more details. Please and please, if you want to see more, please like this video. If you want to see more of these, you are interested in this, please follow this page, subscribe to this channel. I am so excited to have you on board. I cannot wait to hear stories from you, how this video has helped you, how this video has actually put you on a new path. I want to hear testimonies. That is the goal of this. Yeah, yeah, money is good. Like, if I make money from this, I'll be very happy. But my drive, it's not to really make money, even though I want to make money. But right now, my drive is to become part of the solution. I don't want to live in a world where I just point fingers at people. I just look at people's faults. I just see what people are not doing or what they are doing. I want to live in a world where I can also see what I am doing as part of the solution. Yes, that is the world I want to live. I want to live in a world where I can be an impact. I can be also part of the solution. I believe you want to be the same thing too. It is not too late to start. It is not too late. Thank you. If you have made it this far, I really appreciate you. You are the MVP of this project. Please follow this page, like this page, and subscribe to this page, to this channel. Thank you and enjoy the rest of your day. And please keep your eyes out for more contents of this nature because I am just getting started. Yes. Yes, I'm getting started, and I believe you are getting started too. Are you excited? Because I am. Thank you again. Thanks, guys, and have a wonderful time.